What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams. Happy Saturday. It is new release Saturday, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Paramount Plus original film, Reinventing Elvis, the '68 comeback, an in-depth documentary that chronicles the joy and the pain, the trials, the tribulations, the chaos that was the 1968 comeback special. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said in the introduction, it's Saturday. It's new release Saturday. So today we're going to take a look at the Paramount Plus original feature, Reinventing Elvis, the '68 comeback. And our documentary film is the authentic, fully authorized, and true behind-the-scenes story of how Elvis's 1968 comeback special came to life and helped to put the fading star back on the map. There are so many testimonies from dancers on the special, to audience members, to celebrities like Mafio and Darius Rucker that go a long way to make this documentary a well-polished success and a pleasure to watch. Director-producer Steve Binder is the only person in the world who can legitimately speak about the trials and tribulations of making the special, since he is in fact the person who made it in the first place. The heartwarming care to the subject matter truly is a wonder to behold. Now, to put it into perspective for everybody, prior to the '68 special, Elvis's career was kind of in decline due to his uninspired selection of projects, and his fans were even beginning to call him a sellout. Even though Elvis knew this deep down inside, nobody would admit it to his face out of fear of retaliation from his controlling and manipulative manager, Colonel Tom Parker. However, all of that changed when a young and bold television and music director named Steve Binder convinced Elvis that he needed to do a TV special that took him back to his roots. Elvis was intrigued by Binder's boldness, and he agreed to revert back to the original style that made him famous in the first place. Elvis takes his career back into his own hands in order to make the special, which becomes a smash hit. We learn about how it put Elvis back in the center of the public's adoration, and it is so iconic that it is still celebrated by major talent as well as the public today. If I'm being 100% honest with you, the main reason I picked this for this month was because I felt it was good filler. I was struggling to come up with stuff for new release Saturdays for this month. I'm not the hugest Elvis fan. I do like some of his stuff. Touched on this a little bit when I covered the Elvis movie that came out last year that starred Tom Hanks as Colonel Tom Parker. But I figured it was going to be a safe and simple topic. Take a look at. Everybody knows about the '68 comeback special. Even if you have never seen it in its entirety, you know about it because it was one of those moments in television history that everybody that was alive seemed to be there for it. You know, it's like the Beatles on Ed Sullivan the First Time, or the birth of Little Ricky on I Love Lucy. Everybody just seemed to be drawn to this special, so it still gets talked about with reverence today. You can hear that when Mafio and Darius Rucker give their interviews. You know, it's watching how it came to be and the structuring of it, and how Colonel Tom Parker was so insistent that it be a safe, Perry Como or Andy Williams style Christmas special. And then you look at what it morphed into, and it's just like they definitely did the right thing by going against the grain of what the Colonel wanted. Yeah, you've got a segment where Elvis sings Blue Christmas. You've got a Christmas song in there, Colonel. Get over it. But they've got these segments of him performing, as they call them, in the round, where he's just on a stage, first jamming with his band and his buddies, kind of playing the hits, and then him by himself. Both times the stage is surrounded by fans. And just you can see them clearly looking at him with adulation. And they interview a few of these girls talking about how they got to be 10, 12 feet away from Elvis Presley, who still is today the king of rock. For real. Like, how cool must it have been to have been one of those audience members that day? And then they show kind of some of the other concepts that they were striving for the special. On one segment, the guitar man, and then him performing with like a bunch of silhouette Elvises behind him. And it's just really cool to kind of get that firsthand POV statements from Steve Binder, because he was dealing with Elvis. He was dealing with the Colonel. He was dealing with NBC. He was dealing with the dancers. He was dealing with the audience members. He was dealing with everybody and trying to put out the best possible product to save Elvis's career. And you think about what came after that. And they even say in the documentary, possibly some of Elvis's greatest songs came after that special. That's up for debate. A lot of it depends on your own point of view, subjective. But it's an interesting dynamic that they bring up. They talk about how his movie career had a few movies, then he went away to the army. Then when he came back, like all the movies seemed to be interchangeable. They talk about how those years that he went to the army possibly cost him some great music. They talk about performing his hits, but the way that his voice had matured in the 10, 15 years since he had originally recorded them, and how you can't go out there and do Hound Dog the same way you did it in 54 or 55, whatever it was, in 1968. Your voice is aged. You got to find a new way to do it and make it still cool. And Elvis managed to do that. I did enjoy the documentary, even though I grabbed it as a safe thing to review. When it comes to my rating for it, Reinventing Elvis, the 68 comeback, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely enjoyed it. If you're an Elvis fan, I hope you will too. I do highly recommend it. And while you're watching that, go back and check out my review of the Elvis movie starring Tom Hanks as Colonel Tom Parker, if you haven't seen it, because they do a little bit of the comeback special as part of that movie as well. But what did you guys think of it? Those of you that have seen Reinventing Elvis, the 68 comeback, let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction that I'm always asking you guys for in the comments below. And make sure you guys tune in later on this evening, right here to the Casa D18 Studios channel, the Jeff Meacham Network, and across the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media, as it'll be time once again for the Saturday night shenanigans that are Open Mic Night. Myself, the Simple Man Noah Foster, the West Coast Professor Jeff Meacham will all be in attendance for the season premiere of Open Mic Night. That's right, 1 year ago this weekend, open mic night kind of changed courses a little bit, morphed into what it is today. So we are celebrating a brand new season tonight on open mic night. What will we be discussing? Who's going to join us to celebrate? You're just going to have to tune in and find out. And then on Monday, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, it'll be time for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And we're going back to the Stone Age, or should I say the modern Stone Age. And we're going to discuss Encino Man, starring Brendan Fraser, Sean Astin, Pauly Shore, Megan Ward, Richard Masur, Michael DeLuise, Robin Tunney, Ke Huy Quan, Rose McGowan, Erica Vari, Sandra Hess, and an appearance from Infectious Grooves. You don't want to miss out on any of that content right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, the Jeff Meacham Network, across the greater Jeff Meacham Network, multiverse of media, open mic night tonight, Encino Man Monday, and so much more in store. So make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel or anytime we go live, such as the case with Statboy Sports Bar, open mic night, pay-per-view PLE watch-along coverage, etc. Share these videos with your family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life, fans of Elvis Presley, fans of the 1968 comeback special, anybody you can think of that would enjoy this content in this video, share it with them, as it's the only way we're going to keep my visibility up in YouTube's algorithms now that we are in fact a monetized channel right here on the platform. Thank you once again to everybody out there who joined me and tuned in today. It means so much more to me than you guys will ever know. And I will see you guys next time.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.